This is what I'm talking about with the radar, hopefully it's going over our heads, but I wouldn't recommend being out here for an extended amount of time. So here's the front of the ship. There's a little pool hot tub thing in the front that might be for staff. I don't know if that's for, like, if you have the upper level suites like Haven on Norwegian or Yacht Club on the MSC. I'm not sure what Carnivals is called, if they offer something like that. Beautiful out. Look, there's a few spots, just little spots. I know exactly what that stuff is. Sargasso seaweed. That's the stuff that washes up on the Florida beaches in clumps, or if you go to Mexico, you can have a real problem with that seaweed. But yeah, it doesn't get any better than this, guys. You're on a beautiful ship sailing. I mean, come on. The water's like crystal blue. It's flat calm out. That's about as good as it gets. Very, very lucky to be here today. A lot of people can't be here, can't be doing this stuff. Got it really lucky here, spoiled. I'm gonna go on the pool deck. Careful, that radar. Well, I think this area is adults only. I'm almost 100% sure. Oh, they even have a little bar back here. Check this out. So this is adults only, kind of like Norwegian has this Serenity Spritz. Norwegian has this. You can see me there. In the front of their ship, but most of it is for the havens. They have a private bar for haven people. From what I remember on like Breakaway, they have it partitioned off, so half of it would be haven, and then there's a small section that's regular people. And I don't know if the regular side, from what I remember, there was a bar, but you had to walk like way down here for it. So each cruise line does their own take on it. Oh, this is an adults only hot tub that's pretty large. We tried to go in this yesterday, but like I said, it was super windy up here. There were people in that hot tub though, even with the intense wind. I don't know how much they enjoyed it, but now these are these cabana things. I think they're complimentary. I could ask one of the guys actually to figure out. But if you go to places like Hollywood Hard Rock Casino, oh yeah, this is for their satellite, for your satellite TV and stuff. Hollywood Hard Rock, you go places like that, they, my fingers, I need to get one of those sticks. I don't know if there's people, I can't see. But I wanted to get the view there of the deck. There are some people in there. Check that out. I don't want to walk. You see these things here. I don't know. I probably could walk, but if I walk in there, there's people in there. So I'm really pressing. I'm like invading people's privacy. No. But yeah, I should ask about these things. If I think maybe they're first come, first serve. So if you want to do that, you got to get up early. A lot of greenery. It makes you feel like you're on land. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice up here, very nice. Have tables here if you want to eat by the bar. Just trying to film it, show it exactly like it is. These areas here, I have a feeling that you can do that for free. Oh, here's another one of those super large hot tubs. Yeah, I think you can do these for free. They're open. There's no restrictions, I think, but it's like a first come, first serve. And the thing is, if you want to get sun, those might not be the thing to do. It's pretty popular up here. Serenity. Oh, here it is, right here. Here's your thing. Here's your answer to the question. Reserving sun loungers. They'll be removed after 40 minutes and kept at the towel hut. And I think here I am right here. Check that out. I'm gonna get rid of the black shirt and this hat and enjoy the pool soon this afternoon. Here's their water slide, by the way. If I didn't film that, you have to walk all the way up there. It's not something I would do. A lot of people go crazy over it. You can see the water sloshing through that tube. This one looks quite elaborate. It looks like it's a pretty long trip. Oh, there goes someone right in there. And if your idea of fun is being flushed down like a sewer pipe, like something out of the toilet, by all means, go for it. It's not my idea of a fun time. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful out. Look at these steps. They finished them off kind of like the railing. The ship is magnificent. It really is. Really is magnificent. By the way, I'm not drinking yet. I'm not drinking anything today, any alcoholic. I have unlimited beverages with this casino. Anything I want at any bar on the ship I can get. Why am I not drinking? I tell you why. I'm worried about the calories. I'm eating rich food on board. I had eggs, an omelet for breakfast, bagel with lox. I didn't eat much of the bagel, mainly lox, smoked salmon, coffee, grapefruit juice. That's my brunch, right? And I get up late, so I had that around, it was almost noontime. It was probably when I was eating that. Okay, I didn't get any drinks today. I haven't had any ice cream. I'm not doing any of that until I absolutely am hungry. If I'm real hungry and I'm starving, then I will get something to keep me from getting low blood sugar. But I'm not about getting overeating. I'm going to tell you guys a tip. If you're doing cruising, if you overeat on the cruise and you go crazy with the beverage package, okay, it's not a contest. They give me up to 15 drinks a day with Carnival. Other cruise lines, it's unlimited. Now, if you can drink more than 15 drinks a day, man, I mean, you got to really be heavy duty to do that, or it's not good for the body, in my opinion. That's too many. Yeah, you're gonna feel terrible having that many drinks. You're gonna feel awful. I like to drink. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't enjoy the cruise and don't have a drink. I'm not saying that. Just drink coffee. But what I'm telling you, legitimate advice, that a lot of these cruise channels are very phony, right? And they don't really give it to you like it is. Um, I find a lot of them to be useless. They're almost like an advertisement for the cruise line. They do a professional video. Like they got that Emma cruise channel. They got a few other, Lalita Loco does the news. There's some others, Don Travels with Don Family Vacation. There's a bunch of them. There's all kinds of them. Ben and David, two guys, and I'm not gonna mention anything about it because I can't. What do you call it? Censored. Being on YouTube, censored. But two guys. How can I put it? That. What can you say these days about that? How do you do it without married? Two married guys, two married men. Let's put it that way. Two married men. And I'm not saying that they have wives, if you get my drift, but they do some cruise reviews, or they go on a lot of cruises. It's very popular with. It's a very popular thing with married men to go on cruises, apparently. And the thing of it is, it's kind of. I kind of feel like that puts you in a light, all right. Not that there's, I'm not judging anyone. I think that's fine. But the only thing is, it kind of, in this day and age, see, when I was in school, I didn't know anything about this. When I was a little kid, I had no idea about this kind of stuff. But times have shortchanged. Let me tell you how things work these days. It's a different world. Okay, so my rant, what I'm saying is, okay, a guy goes on a cruise with his friend, right? If your friend's a guy, like my friend Rob on the cruise with, and I had this when I went on Grand Celebration with my friend Greg too. You can't just go on a cruise with your friend, and have a fun time and kick back. You gotta be like, people are gonna assume that you're a married man. You're married men. They're gonna assume that now. If you go on a cruise with your friend, it's funny. It's funny how things work, But yeah, there's a lot of older people on the cruise. It costs a lot of money to go on cruises, I guess. That's probably what it is. And there's older couples on board. I've been on cruises with my girlfriend. I had a good time doing that. I guess when you're with your girlfriend, they assume you're married. You're like a newlywed. So, no matter, they make a lot of assumptions when you're on a cruise. That's what I'm gonna say right there. They do a lot of assumptions they make. And the other thing I can tell you, what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I'm talking about like the way things have changed. You're on the cruise. Oh yeah. I know what I was gonna say. There's an old saying. People go on a cruise and they're like, there's three types of people on a cruise. You got the newlywed, the overfed, and the nearly dead. That's what the old stereotype cruise deal is. The newly fed, the overfed, and then nearly dead. So if you're a couple on the cruise, or you're going with your friend, they're going to think you're newlywed. And it's a lot of people on the cruise say all they do is eat. And then older people, older couples, married couples, or widows, it's popular for that. Matter of fact, one of my friends, when I was going on a cruise with my girlfriend, I told one of my friends who's older, this guy's like a motorcycling guy. He's in his like 60s. I said, I'm going on a cruise. My girlfriend is taking me on a cruise. And he's like, how old's your girlfriend? 80? He was like ranking on it. A lot of people do that. They're like, oh, it's going to be like an older crowd on board. Older demographic. Well, you got all kinds of people on board. You got a mix. But yeah, it's mostly couples, I guess. That's what it is. Now that my memory's jogging, I'm getting it down that it's mainly families or couples. Newlywed couples, elderly couples. A lot of different people on board these cruises. You can't be afraid of crowds if you go on a cruise either. You cannot be afraid of crowds. Everything has a line. Everything's crowded. You want really long lines? You want really big crowds? Go on a cruise line like Royal Caribbean, where they have those mega ships, so that you have a lot more people on board the mega ships than you have on these kind of ships, these smaller ships. By small, this is a big ship to me. This is a mega ship. It's over 1,000 feet. But those other ones are very much bigger. They're very wide. And Harmony of the Seas, I've been on one of the mega ships. And while I'm up here, I'm just going to point out, just like on the original Love Boat, Pacific Princess, this thing is called a Megalodome. And the whole thing slides and it covers this whole area up here. It covers that up. And which is real cool. I didn't know they did that anymore. I thought that was a cool feature on Pacific Princess, the original Love Boat. I remember seeing that. I thought it was really cool. So yeah, I give real world advice to people that want to do cruising. I give real world advice. I'm showing you what it's like unfiltered. I'm showing you what it's like on deck. It's not for everyone. Some people have a problem. Well, my girlfriend, we went through a bit of a storm on MSC, and she was getting a little seasick, or just feeling a bit queasy on it. Some people have trouble with motion. Oh, they're playing Bee Gees down there. Awesome. I should go down and film that. Well, maybe not, because then if this is on one of my channels, I don't think you can monetize it. If not that I'm trying to make money off this, but they do some kind of copywriting if you have music on your video. But yeah, disco music, that's my thing. I like that. They don't play that much. You know, the parties at night, I haven't been to good parties yet on this ship, but the cruise is early. It's a long cruise. It's around 12 days, 12-day cruise, 13-day. We're sailing to St. Thomas is our first stop. Takes 3 sea days. You know, they're not jackassing it down there. They're going, you can see during the day, they go very slow. And then what they do is at night, they speed the ship up at night. But I like being at sea. I don't mind the sea days. Other people might have a problem with it if you're not good with the motion, or you're not a ship person. You might have a problem with it, being at sea 3 days. I've been on QM2. That's a 7-day at sea, 6 or 7 days. I don't mind it. I like being on the ship. If the days that are in port are annoyances to me, I'd rather be on the ship. But yeah, look at it. Does it get any better than that? Could it get any better than that, huh? I don't know, guys. I mean, I like doing rustic stuff too, like Sarasota Tim, going to, doing like RV, like a trailer, camping. I like doing that stuff too. But I gotta tell you, if you want to be pampered, the cruise is the way to go. They do everything for you. You don't have to worry about stuff. They provide the music, that's another thing. If you're not into a lot of music, there's some people that might not be happy on certain ships, like my parents. My mom is not, she might be able to do the QM2, but she's not into crowds or loud music. It's not for everyone. If you like parties, it's cool. There goes someone in the slide. They also do karaoke if you like doing that stuff. Now on MSC, I had a problem. Karaoke, it was being hogged. In my opinion, it should be like for everyone. If you want, it should be for like amateurs, right? You want to do your song, go for it. Enjoy it. Well, there's certain people on the cruise that are notorious for hogging stuff like the karaoke. Guys that like to do show tunes, okay? Broadway stuff, the Broadway type things. And sometimes there's a big wait. You gotta wait for hours to do it. And a lot of the people scream, they shout. You get these singers that go up there and they got a big family in the audience, right? They go up there and they start shouting. Especially a lot of female singers, they start screaming in the mic, right? And then their family is like, oh yeah, wow, oh she's got it, oh yeah, that's great. And meanwhile, the audience has to suffer through that, It all depends, I'm telling you. I like to do karaoke. I try to do something decent. Also, there's the same songs over and over again. A few people, they all want to do the same song. I try to do something different. Do a different song than everybody's doing, There's usually some guy on there who does, an older guy that picks Elvira. I can even tell you it's by the Oak Ridge Boys. I've been on so many cruises and I've heard all this before. Every time I go to karaoke, there's people singing the Elvira. They're singing some kind of a beer song. Few people doing that kind of a deal. And then other people do like a Miley Cyrus or something, the theater type, the show tune type guys, okay? They sing like a Miley Cyrus. There are these guys with bow ties on the MSC, and my nephews are like, Uncle Dan, those guys are here. They're waiting. You're in for trouble. You gotta wait. They're gonna be hogging the karaoke. They were telling me, they're like, Uncle Danny, they're gonna hog the karaoke. They're waiting to go up on stage. And then they had like the director of it working for the cruise line. Hey, the stage is empty to start off with. If anyone wants to help me sing this song, the cruise people usually do a song themselves. Cruise line worker. Okay, those guys, the show tune guys, they jump right up there and take the mic from her. And they take over the song and start doing their own thing, That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, I consider it disrespectful. Like when you start acting a certain way, where you're like, kind of like if a guy drinks too much and he's acting a certain way, he's bothering other people on the cruise. Well, that can happen on cruises. With people that are like, they're over the top. That's what I'm gonna say. If you're acting over the top, like the show tune type people, you're acting over the top on the cruise. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. And it's the same with the drinks. Okay, what I was saying about the drinks. Wow, they must have kicked on an engine. I just saw a bunch of black smoke coming out. I don't know what's going on. Either that or an incinerator or something. The ship's been running like a top though. It's been very smooth, so I have pretty good confidence. I have been on cruises where they've had mechanical problems. It is a little scary if that happens. I've been on Majesty of the Seas. They had some kind of a leak. I think it was a fuel leak into the sea, and some of their engines were cutting out. It might have gotten water in the fuel or something. They had some serious problems. That was a little scary. Lights were flickering. Few things were unsettling. They were drifting at sea for a while, going very, very slow. But I gotta hand it to them. These ships, usually they give you the newer ships going from New York down to the Caribbean. Okay, so back what I was saying about the drinks. I figure I got good optics here for you guys, and I can just, it's a great place to do a little cruise talk while I'm up here. Look at that. Doesn't get any better. There's that Sargasso seaweed. Sargasso. Few little specks of it floating by. But unfortunately, those things all start multiplying. And the next thing, you got a pile of seaweed on some beach that you need like a payloader to like pick up. So, okay, what I'm saying, the drinks. I haven't had any drinks today at all, okay? Alcoholic. The reason is the calories you drink, that's like pure, it's a lot of calories, drinks. The second thing is I'm not going crazy with the food. I'm only eating when I get really hungry. I don't want to eat 5 hot dogs. I don't want to do all that junk on deck. The problem is here's the thing, they got really good food in the dining room. I'm talking, which I filmed some of that at dinner. It should be in the video, or one of my videos. You'll have to look through the channel. I've got a ton of great stuff. But yeah, I got shrimp for dinner. I had filet mignon. I have Indian dish veggies that were delicious, that were nice and spicy. I have a ton of gourmet food to eat. You have chefs working. Okay, if you want to enjoy that gourmet meal at dinner time, you want to enjoy like eggs Benedict at breakfast, you want to have something nice, you're gonna feel terrible if you're eating hot dogs all day, deli sandwiches, you know, pastas at the buffet. You're gonna be bloated and you're not gonna have any room. You go to dinner, they'll put a filet mignon in front of you or a lobster, and you're gonna be like not even interested in eating that. You're gonna be just like, your stomach's gonna be upset, or off. You're gonna feel terrible. And if you drink, if you want to have those 15 drinks or go crazy drinking, you're not gonna feel good on the cruise. You're gonna feel awful. You're punishing yourself by doing that. I don't know why people do it. I really don't know. You're punishing yourself. You're not gonna feel good. Why would you drink that much? Why would you eat that much? The whole point is you want to feel good on the cruise. You don't want to feel bad. That's my advice, guys. Why would you do that? I don't care if you got the drink package. Just have the minimum amount. Okay, I'm not saying don't drink. Have a couple glasses of wine with dinner. Have a cocktail in the afternoon. Maybe an after dinner drink. Don't go crazy with it. It's not a game. It's just gonna make you feel sick. Especially on a long cruise. We got this every day. This goes on for almost 2 weeks. You can't do that kind of stuff. You're gonna feel awful. And you don't want to gain, 50 pounds or something while you're on a cruise either. That looks like my brother-in-law's dad down there. It's funny how you see a lot of people on the cruise that look like exactly like people you know. But anyway, I'm giving you straightforward advice. I'm telling you the real world, how it is on cruises. I've done a lot of cruises. Each cruise is a little different. Each cruise line, they have their own style, so to speak, their own flair. If you're doing one with a lot of casino players on board, the demographic's going to be older probably. It depends on the cruise. The shorter cruises will probably have more of a younger crowd. Also more drinkers on the shorter cruise, because they go crazy with that beverage package and they don't care. They're only on the cruise for a few days. They're gonna go crazy. Oh, they're playing MJ, Michael Jackson now. Awesome. My girlfriend doesn't like MJ. I like his music. I'm not saying I know him personally. I don't know about his life. I don't know if he is innocent or guilty. I don't know. Maybe he just likes kids, having